The least fun aside from
and then we were trying to show Liam what a crawdad was, and I
had a leech stuck in my hand.
And I told you that it was a dead crawdad in the kitchen. It was a
Did you know it was a leech?
No.
Are you lying to me?
I didn't. I really didn't.
Right.
Who could have known?
You could have known.
And then we went to Walmart.
Who got a leech? Well, I thought it was like, we have these things in Kentucky called crawdads, which are these little and he'd never seen one because I'm in Australia and it's like crazy down there. So we tried to find one for him in a creek. And I lifted a rock up and I thought it was a crawdad, and Jennifer told me it was a crawdad.
I told him to catch it.
And I went to grab it, and it was actually a leech, and I lashed onto my hand. I was like flinging it around. It was, I thought I was gonna die.
Did you pass out? Liam and I just took off and left him in the creek.
You guys thought we were gonna die. The leech attached.
You were gonna die.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Everybody run for themselves.
What was that like?
I spoke to Suzanne Collins a few days after I got the role, and she's a wonderful person, obviously an incredible writer. She's the reason we're all here. So.
You guys got to meet Suzanne?
Yeah, actually the first time I met her was when I went in for my audition. I had no idea she was going to be in the room. So I walked in and Suzanne was sitting there, and I was like, all right, I'm about to show you what Peter looks like, but you wrote him, so I hope that it's good. So I was a little nervous, but she's so sweet. She told me if I ever needed anything to call her, and she would like help me out with whatever.
He calls her all the time.
Yeah, we're BFFs. We're hardcore
BFFs. Well, speaking of the audition process, what was it like for each of you? With Jennifer.
Well, I had a meeting with Gary before, and that's when I loved him and thought he was going to be amazing, and then I met him. And then there was an audition with the casting director and some of the producers, and then Gary, and we improv for a little bit. He was President Snow, and I was Candace.
And Josh, what about you when you went in? Did you have to wear the blonde hair and everything, or?
No, I had the good old brown hair.
Good old brown hair.
Just say brown hair again.
Brown hair, yeah, brown hair. I went up for the first audition, and I saw Suzanne there, with Gary, and a few of our producers and whatnot, and it felt great. And then like another week later, I came back and auditioned. I read with Jennifer in person, and that went awesome as well. And then they called me a week after that, and I was really excited. And literally went speechless when I heard I got the part. So
I think anybody would. Liam, what was the audition process for you?
Mine's pretty much exactly the same as Josh. I came and read with Gary the first time, and I saw Josh in the waiting room, and I had a great read with Gary, and got called back a week later and saw Josh in the waiting room again, and then read with Jennifer, and I don't know, it went really well, I guess.
How was it like working with
Mr. Kravitz. You said like you were friends with his daughter, so like you would call him Mr. Kravitz, and he was like.
Yeah, I've known Mr. Kravitz for a long time, and I've always called him Mr. Kravitz because he was my friend's dad. And then when we got on set, I had to start calling him Lenny because, like, Grits and people from the crew started to call him Mr. Kravitz, and he was getting embarrassing.
I heard you guys got to try on some of his tour outfits or whatever,
I tried on a long jeweled robe.
Is that what he normally wears? Is that something that...
All the time.
They were from his concert, but they're pretty much like what he wears all the time.
I love you! Any other questions? Somebody? No? What is it? You're not gonna ask... He's already taken. Somebody already asked him to know. What's the question? Oh. What's your favorite movie to be in? Other than this one and the two other ones.
The movie I did, The Journey to the Mysterious Island. I filmed in Hawaii, and that was beautiful. So I was down there, and I got to surf and hang out, and it was a really good experience. Yeah.
The Hunger Games, are you guys? I guess I shouldn't ask because you guys are coming out with the other two movies as well in the trilogy. We're going to focus on this March 23rd. Thank you guys so much for coming out.